April 7th, 2026. At 5:06 this morning, President Donald J. Trump posted on social media, "A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight, one of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran." Trump has painted himself into a corner in his impulsive war against Iran. His job approval is dismal, and Iran's closure of the Strait of Hormuz, through which about 20% of the world's oil travels, is sending the cost of oil soaring, squeezing the global economy. Always in his life, he has had someone to fix his mistakes. His father, Trump Organization Chief Financial Officer Alan Weisselberg, the adults in the room in his first administration who distracted him from catastrophic errors, and so on. But no one was willing to bail him out of the global disaster of his war on Iran. So he threatened that a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. An open threat to push his current embrace of war crimes all the way to genocide. No one knew if he was gearing up for a ground invasion of Iran in a war that has never received congressional authorization, or a massive bombing campaign, or even the use of nuclear weapons. Or if he was making yet another empty threat. Within the announcement were signs that perhaps it was bluster designed to let him claim victory and walk away. Despite his claim, there has been no regime change in Iran. The regime is still very much in place, although it has changed leadership in the wake of the bombing deaths of previous leaders. The new leaders appear to be more radical than their predecessors. There was also the unmistakable echo of television advertising in his announcement. Either a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again, or maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight, one of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. At 6:32 this evening, we learned that the horrifying announcement of the morning was indeed cover for Trump to declare victory and get out of the crisis he has caused in the Middle East. Trump posted, "Based on conversations with Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Field Marshal Asim Munir of Pakistan, and wherein they requested that I hold off the destructive force being sent to Iran, and subject to the Islamic Republic of Iran agreeing to the complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz, I agree to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. This will be a double-sided ceasefire. The reason for doing so is that we have already met and exceeded all military objectives and are very far along with a definitive agreement concerning long-term peace with Iran and peace in the Middle East. We received a 10-point proposal from Iran," Trump continued, "and believe it is a workable basis on which to negotiate. Almost all of the various points of past contention have been agreed to between the United States and Iran, but a 2-week period will allow the agreement to be finalized and consummated. On behalf of the United States of America, as President, and also representing the countries of the Middle East, it is an honor to have this long-term problem close to resolution. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald J. Trump." Michael Rios of CNN reported that Iran's media is claiming it has achieved a great victory, forcing the U.S. to agree in principle to its 10-point plan, which includes the end of sanctions against Iran, the removal of all U.S. combat forces from bases in the region, and Iranian control of the Strait of Hormuz. If these terms are correct, they leave the United States significantly worse off than it was before the war and leave Iran significantly stronger. Trump called Rios' story a fraud and immediately sought to reassert his strength. He posted, "Authorities are looking to determine whether or not a crime was committed on the issuance of the fake CNN World statement," and said that CNN is being ordered to immediately withdraw this statement with full apologies for their, as usual, terrible reporting. Political commentator Ben Rhodes summed up the situation. In the best-case scenario, Trump struck a deal to reopen a strait that was open before the pointless war he started, with Iran demonstrating its control over the strait and potentially extracting fees, plus sanctions relief. Thousands of innocents, including hundreds of children, dead in Lebanon and Iran for no reason. U.S. troops killed and wounded. U.S. embassies and bases in the Middle East badly damaged. U.S. standing in the world obliterated. U.S. munitions badly depleted. Hundreds of billions spent. Prices up everywhere. More global economic fallout to come. Putin strengthened and enriched. Just a catastrophic situation, even in the best of circumstances. A profoundly shameful episode in American history, no matter what happens next. Then, a minute after midnight, Trump posted, "Big day for world peace. Iran wants it to happen. They've had enough. Likewise, so is everyone else. The United States of America will be helping with the traffic buildup in the Strait of Hormuz. There will be lots of positive action. Big money will be made. Iran can start the reconstruction process. We'll be loading up with supplies of all kinds and just hanging around in order to make sure that everything goes well. I feel confident that it will. Just like we are experiencing in the U.S., this could be the golden age of the Middle East." President Donald J. Trump. Journalist Aaron Rupar of Public Notice wrote, "Trump went from making insane genocidal threats this morning to hyping the golden age of Iran hours later, and he received no concessions in between. He's an absolute basket case who needs to be removed from power before he follows through on one of his mass murder fantasies." The American people spent the whole day wondering if their mad king would destroy the world, only to find out he was terrorizing them in order to protect his ego after starting a disastrous war. Throughout the day, Democratic members of Congress have called for Majority Leader John Thune, a Republican of South Dakota, to recall the Senate, and for Speaker Mike Johnson, a Republican of Louisiana, to recall the House of Representatives from break to end the war in Iran and start the process of removing Trump from office. Trump's threat that a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again, was not just a reference to Iran. If he had destroyed Iran in our names, unhampered by the Republican Congress members who have vowed to defend the U.S. Constitution, it would also have been an epitaph for the United States of America.
Letters from an American was written and read by Heather Cox Richardson. It was produced at Soundscape Productions, Dedham, Massachusetts. Recorded with music composed by Michael Moss.